Could be just me, you, and somebody else.
Mm.
I don't know how that works. All right. Okay, so it says we're live.
All right.
I did! Scoot, don't be getting on my butt about this. I just went
Oh, I'm not. I didn't say
live.
nothing.
No, Scuba's already yelling at me.
Oh,
All right, let's run the intro. Where's my mouse? Oh, there we go. All right, we're going to run the intro. Oh, nope, wrong one. There we go. Hi.
hey.
Hi. So, um, wow, I've gotten a lot of Kimber this week, actually. She came over to visit. What was it?
No,
2 nights ago you came over. And then last night, David's company has what they call a drunk Zoom meeting, like once a month. And it was funny actually because David calls it drunk Zoom and he said something about it to, I guess, Angela. And Angela said, finally, somebody calls it what it is. I guess nobody admits that it's a drunk Zoom meeting, but you are required to drink. So,
no.
and I was like, well, what if somebody's like 12 stepping it? I'm like, should they just not show up? Like, how does that work? So, um,
Yeah,
but
I was on that.
Miss Kimber came to the drunk Zoom meeting. Were you drinking last night?
No,
No, you weren't
I
drinking.
don't
Okay.
really drink.
I mean,
I mean, I
drink.
do, but I don't. I just every once in a while I'll have one or two. But hey, Becca.
I know. I kind of feel that way too. Um,
Yeah, if I'm just sitting here by myself, I'm not drinking. What's
but
the
you weren't
point?
by yourself. You were with 9 other people.
But I was here by myself, and I still have packing to do. So if I
And then
start drinking,
I'm
there ain't gonna be no packing.
and then I'm gonna be spending the night over there tomorrow because she needs
I'm so
people.
excited.
We're having a slumber party.
Yeah, we are.
When was the last time you had a slumber party?
For me, I can't even remember. God, it's
So
been a
yeah,
minute.
so I'm going over there tomorrow, just after I wake up and get settled, and I'm leaving my mom and my husband behind to watch the dogs. I'm not bringing the dogs with me, and we're gonna get some work done.
We're gonna get some packing,
We
packing,
are gonna
packing.
get some work done.
Cause y'all, if y'all could see this house, my God.
I know what it
I,
looked like last time out because I was over there. This is something I actually didn't talk about. We didn't cast a couple weeks ago, and the reason being is because I had a little incident, and I wasn't ready to talk about it. And I don't know if I am ready to talk about it, but um, we did have a little incident, and I needed my bestie. So instead of casting that night, I left work and I went over to see Kimber and spend some time over there. It was not like marriage related or anything. It was actually dog related. As you guys know, I have had Obi now for just over 3 months, and he's been wonderful, and he's so affectionate, and he's so awesome, and he's needy, and he's just, I mean, he's just the coolest dog. Um, but we had a little incident where Obi attacked Fitzgig. It was a microsecond. It did not last very long, but he did put a puncture wound in her neck. It was not a very deep puncture wound, but I mean, there was some blood involved, and I was upset. I was really upset. I didn't know what to do. I thought I was going to have to get rid of Obi. I and we're still kind of adjusting from this. It was partially my fault. The night before, I had given Obi this bone, which he picks up and carries with him, but then drops it. He doesn't seem super interested in it. He doesn't even try to chew on it, which is really weird. And that morning, I had found the bone over on the potty patch. Now, Obi doesn't use the potty patch, but Fizgig uses the potty patch because she has a bladder the size of an almond. Okay, and Obi has ridiculously awesome bladder control. Okay, so um, I found the bone on the potty patch and I thought, well, that's not a good place for it. So, and I don't even know how it got over there. So I picked it up and I gave it to Obi and he took it from me, but then he immediately dropped it. He was completely disinterested in it. Um, and he walked away. Well, Fizgig walked up to it and she started sniffing at it. And it wasn't, and like I said, it was weird, okay, because when it comes to food, like he has actually been very respectful of her. Like we first had him, I put his food dish down and Fizgig went over and started to sniff at it, and I immediately jumped up, like I started to panic, and I was going to grab her to get her away from his bowl, and he was sitting like 3 feet away, just looking at her, just watching. He said, "No, I'll wait till she's done." He's like, "I'm not going to," and and so we've had food situations that, for other like food aggressive dogs would have been bad. Okay. And this wasn't really food. This is like a chew toy. So, but it was like, anyway, so he was like 3 feet away and she walked up to it and she started sniffing at it. And he was just watching her like he's done before. And then the next thing I know, he was on her. And I started screaming. And of course, David come running downstairs. He was working and he came running downstairs. And I mean, it was just, it was bad. I was screaming and I was crying. And I mean, she's fine. Okay. She's absolutely fine. She's forgiven him. She cuddles up next to him on the couch. She's not afraid of him. She's not traumatized from it or anything. But
Jen was.
I was extremely traumatized from it. So we don't leave those bones out anymore. We don't leave any sort of food-like chew toys out anymore. And we have been alternating. Um, we do one of three things now because when David's working, he obviously can't be watching them, right? So um, either Fizgig comes to work with me, or Obi comes to work with me, or Obi is locked in David's office during the day while he's working, and then he comes out, of course, when David comes out. Hi, old fart vapor. So, um, and like I said, he's been fine since then. He was very upset and depressed. I was so upset. I brought Fizgig to work with me that day, and like I said, as soon as I left here, I went over to Peach's house because I was so upset. I mean, I was just crying. I was crying all day long. I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to handle it. I'm sitting here going, oh my God, do we need to start treating him as if he's a vicious dog? Even though he had shown zero aggressive tendencies. I mean, this is literally just a microsecond of bad decision on his part, I guess. And I was really upset. She'll tell you I was really upset. Um, anyway, so when I left there and I got home, it was late, like 11:30, I think, 11:30, 12 o'clock. And David's like, I walked in and David was like, dude, he's like, he has been so depressed and so upset all day long. He wouldn't eat, he wouldn't cuddle. He knew he had fucked up and he was really upset about it. And he's like, you need to make up with him. And I'm like, I came home to make up with him. I mean, when I left the house, Peach will tell you, I need to go
Yeah.
home. I need to make up with Obi.
Yep.
And so I made up with him, and he immediately, his whole demeanor changed. His tail started wagging, and he started being affectionate again. And he knew he'd fucked up. So I don't see him doing that again anytime soon. He knew because I mean, in the thick of it, when it happened, when I was giving first aid to Fizgig, he kept coming up to me, and I'd tell him, I don't want to look at you right now. I said, go away. I was like, you need to go away from me right now. I cannot be around you. And I would just point to his bed, and I would be like, just go. And he'd put his tail between his legs, and he'd go away, and he'd lay down on his bed with his back to me. So he knew he fucked up. Um, but so I'm a little better now. I'm feeling more comfortable now, and like I said, Fizgig she's made the choice. When I'm sitting on the couch, and she usually sits on the arm of the couch next to me, and Obi's usually sitting on the rest of the couch. And she made the decision the other night to climb over me and cuddle up next to Obi instead of me. So that was pretty big, actually.
That is pretty big.
Yeah, and so and the couple nights before that, actually, she was on the same side of me as Obi, but she was cuddled up next to me, and Obi was laying with his head towards me, and Obi decided to stretch, and he stretched out and put his head on Fizgig and used her like a pillow, and it was really cute. Fizgig didn't care for that too much. I mean, she squirmed. She didn't squirm as nearly as much as I thought she was going to squirm, but she was kind of like, it's like she waited a beat, and then she was like, "Yeah, I'm not okay with this." But he just laid his big old pit bull head on top of her and was like, "Oh, this is a nice pillow."
Hmm. Well, I mean, in his defense, she does make a good pillow. I
She
mean,
does. She does. She's
good.
very soft and she's very fluffy. She's so fluffy, I'm gonna die. And she's here today, actually. I just heard her. What you doing, baby girl? Where are you? I don't see her. She was over here sleeping behind me, but so yeah. So surprisingly, um, Obi is actually easier to take care of here at Higgy's than Fizgig, because Obi he's better at, obviously he doesn't need as many walks. He's better at he can get up on the couch, and he just gets up on the couch and just passes out. He doesn't even bother us. He's very,
Yeah.
Fizgig, she has to keep finding weird little corners to curl up and sleep in. So I'm constantly looking for her, like, where are you sleeping now? And so, because she can't get on the couch by herself. So, but
Yeah.
anyway, so that was the reason that I was over at Peach's a couple weeks ago. But I remember what the house looked like when I was there then.
Yeah, it's gotten worse because I just keep stacking boxes.
Oh, and old fart, it wasn't an actual bone. It was like a, what's it made of? It's not rawhide.
Is it a bully stick?
Yes, it's a bully bone. So it's basically like it's like a bar, but then it's knotted up on each end, so it's like the shape of a bone, and it's got like some sort of pork something woven into it.
Yeah.
Um, or bacon thing. I'm not sure. Anyway, like I said, he won't eat it for some reason. I keep expecting him to chew on it because, big dogs need chewing things.
Don't they
And,
though?
right? But he hasn't tried chewing on it yet. He just picks it up and carries it different places and then drops it. I don't know.
Yeah, sometimes I like that. They'll eat it eventually, but yeah, some of them just do. Oh my gosh, I have to tell you, I have come up with a wonderful solution. I have been racking my brain about my fish tank. For those of you who don't know, I have a 55-gallon fish tank in my living room. It's coming with me to my mother's.
Absolutely.
Well, with everything else I've got to move, I was Googling how to install a trailer hitch on my car so I could rent a trailer to get down there. I was looking at extra cargo things that I can put on my roof. I'm looking up all kinds of things, trying to figure out how I can get all of this stuff in my car and drive, 3.5 hours to her house. And it was really starting to look like I was going to have to wait and put in a vacation feeder in there and wait until the big movers the next weekend. And I really wasn't happy about that because I don't really trust the vacation feeder thing. I don't really like it.
Scuba says she could have
So
given you a 300-gallon tank if you'd like.
yeah, I'm good, thanks. Um, but the other day, or last night actually, it hit me. I've only got about 6 or 7 fish left in that big tank because
Oh,
just over time they've died out, whatever.
yeah.
Um, I've got about 6 or 7 left. And so what I'm going to do, or what I did, is I went online and went to her local PetSmart and I ordered a 10-gallon tank and some rock. And she's going to pick it up and take it to her house and get it all set up and get the water cycling and all that good stuff. And all I'm going to do is bag up the fish and bring the fish. I'm leaving the tank because it
Are you
doesn't fall.
really?
I am. It does not fall into the criteria. If it's old, damaged, or broken, we're not bringing it. We're not packing it. And that one had, I mean, it's been repaired for probably 20 years ago, but it has this huge silicone, thing along the bottom and all up one side.
Oh, because it
So,
cracked?
well, it was. So technically, it falls into the damaged category.
All right.
So yeah, I'm not bringing it. So I'm
Well, I
going to
hope.
downsize to the 10-gallon. And I told mom, I said, if we decide that we want to get a big tank again when we get over there, then we'll just go get a big tank again. But for now, I'll keep it to the 10-gallon. I'll put it in my office where I can actually see and enjoy my fish while I'm working. Because where I sit, I can't even see my fish. And this is where I always fucking sit. So, yeah.
So, okay. Well, I hope the fish survive the transport.
Me too. Me too.
They can survive transport.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, it's they're not going to know any different. It's just water to them. They'll just be
well, I
in
mean, they're getting
smaller
jostled
containers.
around a lot, and the jostling is not good for them.
Well,
But
here's the
they
thing
got
you can
delivered to a store and they got transported to your house. I mean,
right.
they
Well,
survived
what you
that, so.
do to fix that is, I mean, the water on top will, but you put enough in there where they've got some room to move, and then you situate the bag into something that won't have the bag rolling all over the place.
What
So,
about your little tank right there next to your desk?
yeah, that one's going to go as is. I'm not going to have to do anything to that. I'm
Can
going
you
to let
put your
out
fish
some of
in
the
that?
water. Um,
You said you only have a few. I mean, it's not
I
ideal,
mean,
of course, for them to be that cramped, but for a couple of hours.
I probably could, but I haven't decided if I'm leaving these guys in here during the trip.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I might do
Not
that
that
if I
long.
if I leave everybody in the tank, and then yeah, I might put them all in one tank, and then hopefully they won't try to kill each other.
Well, there's no betas in there. It should be all right.
Yeah, but I've got these little guys. I don't know. I don't know if those are assassins or not. I didn't buy any kind of aggressive fish, and the algae eaters I had already died, so I don't have to worry about them. So yeah, I don't know. I might do that. What's up, Dom?
All right, so I have to show you something that happened the other day. Um, I have a well, you met Amy,
Yeah.
um, and you didn't meet Amy's mom because
No.
no, because you didn't come down for the baby shower, right? Okay. So Amy's mom is Charlene, and she likes to post um, those quizzes a lot, on Facebook. How much devil and angel are you, and
Oh
or
yeah.
how manipulative are you, or what would you look like as a dog, kind of thing.
Right.
So she did post this is Charlene as a dog. All right, so let me show you this. All right, so here's Charlene as a dog, which was adorably cute, by the way.
Charlene's the mom.
Charlene is Amy's mom, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so we have Charlene as a dog, and then so then her daughter Savannah, or Amy's daughter, not Charlene's daughter, Amy's daughter Savannah, then
Yeah.
posted this. that says, here's Savannah as a dog. And I was like,
Oh my
okay,
gosh.
yeah, that works. And so I said, you know what, I'm going to see. So I clicked on it. And I said, that's fair. That is fair.
Oh my God. That's hilarious.
That's fair. So,
Dogs are
anyway,
hilarious.
just thought you might get a kick out of that. Yeah,
That's awesome.
that is fair. Now I'm getting a weird warning. Why?
No.
It says the stream's current. I thought I fixed that as lower than the recommended. Recommend you use 4500. All right, let me change it. It's in the bit rate. It is set to 4500. Bitches.
That's right. You
Okay.
tell them.
And now it's back to good. Okay, never mind. Whatever. You people, I swear. So, you still don't have the i7 CPU for your new PC build yet. Well, I'm so sorry, Dom Long. Is it on its way, or have you not gotten it yet, or like what's the deal? Oh, big news, big guys! If you have not yet called your senators, it is time. It is past time. Call your senators because that ridiculous nicotine tax bill passed the House today, and it's on its way to the Senate. Hopefully, it dies in the Senate. Obviously. Call your senators. Let them know that you want them to vote against it because it's just not cool. All right. For those of you who don't know, that 1 liter of 100 milligram Nick that you buy for your DIY, it's going to cost you $5,500. Okay, in tax, not in product, in tax. All right.
I don't see how
So
they could do that. I really don't.
they are taxing it per milligram. Well, Dom Long, I mean, that's cool and all, but call your senators anyway. Okay. Um, is it still tied to the $1 trillion? I don't know if it's tied to that or not. But we need to get it out of there. Needs to be shot down because Lord knows if it goes past the Senate and to the president, it's definitely a done deal at that point. Okay, so yeah, we need to get this
Well,
killed.
that's exactly what Big Tobacco wants, because everybody will be right back to smoking again.
Everybody will be back to, and yeah, and this bill excludes cigarettes
Of course it does.
and patches. It includes all the, yeah. This is a pay to
Ooh,
play thing. Okay, it's a
I'm
pay to
running
play.
out of my purple. Hang on, I gotta get more yarn.
Maybe he will forget how his name is spelled. It was possible. It is possible. He definitely doesn't seem to have a clue. Oh, and you got some vape mail this week.
Who did?
You did.
Me? I did. I did. I'm matchy with Jenn
Matchy,
now.
matchy, matchy.
Yep. And
We're like vape besties.
I got my key lime pie in there.
Yeah, I thought I
And
wanted something new. I thought I was getting bored with my sparkling cranberry. And so I made a bottle of my key lime ice cream, thinking I wanted something different. Turns out I did not.
she was wrong.
I was wrong.
And in typical Jenn fashion, she's like, "Hey Kimber, you want some juice?" And I'm like, yeah.
I was like, "You want
Who
some key
says
lime ice
no?
cream?" She's like, "Fuck yeah, I want some key lime ice cream." So when she came
So,
over here, what was it, Wednesday night, she got that and she came over and visited the puppies and whatnot.
so thanks to TikTok, I found an easier way to get the center of the yarn.
Does it work? I saw that.
Did you? It
Does it
totally
work?
fucking works. It totally fucking works. You take, not that all of y'all care, but some of y'all might. You take your yarn and you beat the fuck out of the top like this, right? And when you do, the middle of it comes out.
Oh my god!
It fucking works! It's so exciting! Okay,
I
you
saw
know,
that and I thought there is no way that works.
it totally fucking works. I did it with my other scheme that I'm working with, and I was like, oh my god! Because there are some yarns, like if you buy from Hirschner's, you're gonna figure out real quick that they know our struggle because they tag the ends of their yarn.
And they put a little, yeah, they tag it and then they attach it to the outside wrap, and it says it with a little tag that says "Easy Start."
Yeah, exactly. They know our struggle.
They get it. They
But
get
like
us.
Red Heart and whoever these people are, Willow, yeah, they don't know the struggle.
They get
So
us.
they don't do that. But I figured it out.
I can't believe that works. I did
So
see that,
exciting.
and I saw, and I was like, "That's got to be one of those things that does not work." I'm
Totally freaking works.
amazed that it works.
Totally freaking works. So yeah,
Oh, that's
the
awesome.
struggle is no more.
Oh, I'll have to try that. Let's see, because because I always, all right, I'm a little old school here, okay? She doesn't do this with hers. She just pulls out the centerpiece and she just keeps using it until it's gone and it unwinds from the center. But for those of you who craft and use yarn, you know that at
Like
some point the center gets so hollowed out that the integrity of the ball becomes less than, as you are seeing on that right there, right? And it can cause some serious tangles.
it can. If
Um,
you're not careful, it can.
if you're not careful, yeah. So you have to be very delicate with those once the integrity of the shape
The fragile
becomes
fucking flower. Yeah.
dilapidated. Okay. So because of that, because I am a bit old school and my aunt taught me how to knit and crochet back when I was about 10, um, you use it, you go from the outside in. Actually, well, here's the thing is that I do pull it from the inside, but I actually wrap it into a ball. Every time that's just habit at this point. Okay, if you start a new skein of something, you pull out the center part and then you wind it into a ball. So all of mine are wound into balls. So it doesn't matter how small they get, they're still in a ball.
Still a
So
ball.
still a ball.
And I got her a yarn bowl so
She
that she
did.
could put her balls in the yarn bowl
She
and work.
did. Although she gave me a shit ton of yarn that are these giant skeins and they don't fit in the yarn ball. you
Oh,
have to
really?
you have to work them for a while before they'll fit in the yarn bowl.
That's funny.
Yeah, they said it's like Jupiter sitting on a it's just
Mm.
but the regular size skeins they fit in there just fine.
But
So
yeah, you're right, Dom. If you got any kind of frustration, go find the center of a yarn ball. You're good. You're good. I'm getting really close to being done.
well, how big are you? You said it's a lap gan, so how big are you planning on
Yeah, it's
making
a
it?
lap gan, but the top part has to match the bottom part. So here's the bottom. You see with the
Hmm.
colored.
Like the camo
That's how much I
version.
have of the top.
Okay. So you got the stripes
So
in the
it's
middle. Okay.
yeah. So it's almost there.
So pretty.
Isn't that gorgeous? And I still can't decide what I want to put around the border, what color I want to use. Um,
Oh, you can do a border too. Okay.
yeah, yeah. I think I'm gonna do teal just to get that teal to stand out a little bit more. I don't
Nice.
know that this teal here.
That doesn't look like teal to me. That looks like periwinkle.
No, it. This is
Well,
periwinkle.
that's periwinkle, yeah. That's like
Yeah,
a, I don't know what that
this
looks like,
is
but
there. It is.
That doesn't look teal to me though.
Well, that's what
It's
it
like
is.
a, it's like a
What do they
teal
call
is
it?
always like a dark color to me. Teal is
Well, they're calling this Aruba C.
like
So
see
there
the
you go.
handle of this. That's teal.
Well, then it's, I don't know, aquamarine. I don't know. I don't know.
Seafoam.
I'm calling it teal just because it's not blue.
Seafoam.
Seafoam. There you go. So yeah, I'm almost done. I've got about that much more to do on it, and I'm playing yarn chicken because
Uh
that's the
oh.
last of that yarn I got.
Uh
So when it runs out, it's out, whether it
oh.
matches or
If it's
not.
off, it doesn't matter.
Mm,
It
nope,
doesn't matter.
it sure don't.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
So you got your vape mail.
Yeah.
I did not get any vape mail. I don't think. But David did. I think I don't. I think I failed to mention this last week. So last week my computer died. And it didn't die. The power supply went out, and David had to come in and fix it on his lunch break. He had to install a new power supply. And he also installed a new CPU fan, and it is so quiet. It's like creepy quiet. Like I'm like, is this thing running? Because it's so quiet. Like
It's
whenever
funny
like,
when you get used to that
well, you
loud
do like it was almost like
whir.
it's almost like you know when like if you're used to listening to music and then like when the music's off, it's just really really quiet.
Yeah, and
Like
you're like, wait a
that,
minute,
and I'm
something's
all
off.
like,
Yeah.
why is it so quiet in here?
Yep.
Or then I go to like do something on my computer that normally would make the fan boot up and start going, and everything. And I'm
Hmm.
like, are you running down there? Like, what you
Yeah,
doing?
exactly.
Hey girl, hi, what you doing? So quiet.
Exactly. So, yeah, thanks to me, Jen is going to be off for the next couple of weeks.
Well, I mean, it's Thanksgiving next week, so we probably won't
Right.
cast it anyway.
So, yeah, I can't take credit for that one.
But the following weekend, so she is leaving in a week, guys. She's leaving. She's taking the stuff that she needs to live, basically,
Yep.
down to her mama's next Thursday on Thanksgiving,
Yep.
and she's going to come back the following weekend, the following Friday, um, because the movers are going to come and take all the rest of her shit. Um, Yes, dumb long. If you have the same CPU fan, it is super quiet. Anyway, so on the third, she's come back on the third, and I guess the movers are going to come on the fourth.
Yep.
So she'll officially be gone by the officially be gone, gone, gone by the fifth. And but the third, she's going to have like a get together. So
Yep.
I'm just saying, Scuba and Munchkin, if y'all were thinking about making another trip down here, that might be the weekend to do it. Uh, but now
Yeah.
she's not going to be going that far. She's going to be going to Dothan, Alabama, right?
Yeah, it's about 3.5 hours from here. And then we'll stay there a few months. And then in March of next year is when we'll be moving to Florida.
They'll be buying a house in Florida, which is going to be no more than 30 minutes from the beach.
Yeah, I have, based on
Very
what we've been looking at, we're probably going to end up in Pensacola.
okay. Okay, well, Denise's mom lives there. Oh, have you met Denise yet? You have not met Denise yet.
No.
Denise's mom lives in Pensacola, Navarre, actually.
Yeah, apparently Navarre is the beach down there.
Well,
I don't know.
they have a dock on, I mean, they don't have a beach, but they have a dock on their property. So, um, it's just grass right up to the edge of the
I will do
ocean.
my
So,
best, I promise.
but yes, I'm losing my bestie. And so I'm sorry, but Friday next, or, 2 Fridays from now on the 3rd, that is dedicated to Miss Peach up there. And, sorry, y'all. I'm not I'm not coming here. Not spending my
Sorry,
time
not
here.
sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Spending my time with her, not spending my time here. Um,
Well, the good news is that you're only going to be missing my physical hug. So
I
you'll
know,
still
but
have
those are
me.
so awesome. Have y'all
That's the
ever been
only
hugged
thing.
by Peach? Come on. It's an
I
awesome
mean,
hug,
how can they not be?
right?
Oh God. Do you know I have an entire box dedicated to my formed bras? The ones that have the cups that are already, because one of my cups could fit as a hat on FJ's head. I mean,
She
he
got
used
some
to
big
take
boobies, okay?
he used to take those little inserts and put them on top of his head and
Yeah,
wear it like a yarmulke.
yeah, yeah. No, I have a whole shit ton
Ridiculous.
because I take those things out.
I do
I
too.
don't like them, so I
I
have
hate.
like a whole stack of them, and I should
Yeah.
just throw them away because I don't use them. Why I don't throw them away, I have no idea. I'm not
Yeah,
exactly.
I didn't either until
Did you ever
now,
see
but
that meme where at the beginning of the pandemic, there's like this teeny little twiggy, Asian girl who was saying, life hack, use your bra as a face mask, and she like shows how she makes her one cup into a face mask. The next scene is this like very
yeah,
robust
where she's like
black
covering
woman
her own
who
face.
made it, and it covered up her children's faces.
Yeah, I saw that. Hi,
It was
Linda.
awesome. Hi, Linda.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Right. It's like, well, that's fine when you're an A cup, but when you be like, into triple digits and over
Yeah, exactly.
here, those cups are not gonna fit. It'd be like
Yeah.
alien.
And you know what? I even tried. I crocheted a mask and put one of those in there for a filter just to see what it would do. And yeah, it was like this. It was weird. It was weird.
So,
But yeah, we're gonna go eat at my favorite restaurant
yeah. So you said it's called what?
and
What is it called?
Big Chow Grill.
Big Chow Grill. Now that doesn't tell you that that's a lot of food. And then she told me last night it's an all-you-can-eat buffet. So
Yeah.
hello,
Yeah, it's an Asian fusion. So
fused with what?
basically you go and you pick your carb. They have white rice, brown rice, they have chow mein, lo mein, and they have some other something. So you pick your carb and then you pick all the vegetables and they have all of them. You pick your vegetable, then you go and you pick your sauces and your spices and you pick your protein. And you just hand it all to them. You have bowls. You just hand it all to them. They throw it on the stir fry
Oh.
thing, do their little magic, wave their magic wand, and then they bring it out to you ready to eat.
Oh, RS took us to a place like that. Up in Maryland.
Well, this one, of course, because COVID, they've had to change it up a little bit. Now you get a piece of paper where you write what you want on it.
Okay.
You check the boxes now, and
Yeah.
they do it all. But still, it's the same thing. You just
So
don't
I
get
can
to pick
have all the baby corn I want.
all the baby corn you want, all of
Oh!
it. You can have all of it. I always do. The first dish that I make is always the same thing. I make a chicken coconut curry, sort of. But curry's a little spicy for me, as you know.
Curry is a little
So
spicy.
typically you put 3 scoops of the sauce in it. So I will do 1 scoop of curry, and then I do 2 scoops of peanut sauce. So it has just a hint of a curry flavor.
I don't
But I make
care
it a
for the taste
coconut
of
soup,
curry at
and it's
all, so.
amazing.
But okay, so all right, so I can have like all the watercress nuts and all the watercress. Wait, the watercress and
Chestnuts.
baby corn that I want.
Yep. You have all you want.
Wow.
All the peppers, the mushrooms, the onions, the um
I don't do
everything.
peppers. No peppers. But yeah.
They got it
Oh my
all.
gosh.
Tofu, snow peas, corn. Yeah, they got all of it. And then they've
Yeah,
got a
I like
thing of herbs. They have like cilantro and basil and jalapenos and all that kind of stuff. Then they got all the sauces. They must have, I want to say, 30 sauces that you can pick from. And then they have their rack of spices. They have 12 different spices, everything from Chinese five spice to a
I don't
fresh
even know what
lime.
I'd want.
Yeah,
I don't
it
even
does
know what
take a
kind of
minute.
spices they use.
It does take a minute to go through, but I mean, they list it all for you and everything's labeled.
Because I
And
love
yeah,
I don't know what they're called, but those stringy things that you get in the Mongolian beef, I love those too.
the stringy things, those are rice noodles. And
Okay.
see, I always order mine without rice noodles because I can't stand rice noodles.
Oh, okay.
They taste like cardboard to me
I like them.
or styrofoam.
Maybe it's just that they're, smothered in that Mongolian sauce, but I like them.
Yeah, it could be. What I love are bean sprouts. Man, and alfalfa sprouts. I can eat those all freaking day long.
I think it's the baby corn for me, though. I'd be like, can you throw some extra baby corn in there? I'll get the happy family, but, extra baby corn.
Yeah.
Love the baby corn. And those little mushrooms with the long hood on them. You know what I'm talking about? The mushroom. Well, the Chinese mushrooms. They always have the really long hood, over the
Yeah.
stem. Yes,
The
those
ones
are
that look
good.
like a penis.
Yeah, those. Yeah, that one.
Go figure. She likes the penis.
Hey, look
You
who's
whore.
talking. You hoa.
I like the big ones. I like the really big mushrooms.
We've been watching The Sopranos, so is she
Right.
just a hoa?
Right. Oh my gosh. So
I'm
yeah.
not even bringing my crochet. We're gonna work. We're not gonna
Yes.
crochet. We're gonna
Because
work.
I'm running out of time. And unfortunately, there's still there's not really a whole lot that I need to keep out to use. Not a whole lot of that. But since things are scattered, I'm trying to consolidate everything.
Yeah.
And things are scattered throughout the house. I have so many boxes that I have to leave open for now until I get all of it in there. Like this box right here of my pocketbooks and my little totes and things. I don't know where they all are yet. So I have to go find them.
See, and you gotta help. See, you gotta ask somebody you trust to do this because I'm gonna be pulling through all your shit.
Well, I got all the intimates already put up, so we're good.
I'm not worried about intimates. I'm just saying I'm gonna be pulling through all your shit. Okay, like I have to give David a lot of credit. Okay, when we were very first dating, I mean this actually. I mean, I think he was definitely in desperation mode, but it actually was a huge leap of faith for him because his house is a wreck because he's a terrible housekeeper and so am I. Okay, but see the thing is if I start out with some place that's clean, okay, I'm pretty good about keeping it clean. Okay, I'm just not great
Right.
about getting it clean or picking up after other people. Okay, that's kind of where my big downfall is. All right, I don't like to pick up after other people. Um, but David is not like that. David is not good about keeping something clean or organized. Okay, and he messes things up very quickly, which is frustrating. But he's a man, and that's the way they tend to be.
Yeah, it's a
Not
beauty.
all of them. I mean, I know there are some guys out there that are really super neat freaks, but mine's not one of them. So anyway, his house was a disaster, and his father and his son were coming to town to see him perform in a barbershop thing. And because he was going to be performing all day long, and because he was going to be at rehearsals the day before, and of course he had a full-time job, he did not have time to get his house clean. So he asked me. He said, "This is a huge ask," but he's like, "Will you please?" I went because he had two performances. He had one Friday night and one Saturday. So I went to the one Friday night, but he goes, "Saturday, while I'm gone, He's like, will you come to my house and will you clean it up so that it looks nice for when my father gets here and my son? And I was like, okay. So, and I did. I went, it took me like 4 hours and I just cleaned the shit out of everything. And I mean, and he had mail and paper and dishes and just crap everywhere. Okay. So, I mean, I'm going through mail. Okay. I'm going through mail. I'm going through paperwork. I'm going through like very, very personal shit, right? And I was like, wow, he must really trust me because, like, I'm finding out some shit on this boy.
Right?
Right? I'm finding out who he owes money to. I'm finding out, what bills he's got. I'm finding out all this stuff, right? But I did, man, that place was sparkling by the time he got there. It was amazing. I didn't make it all the way to I'd started on the bedroom. But I mean, it's not like his dad or his brother or his son would be going into the bedroom, so that wasn't that big
Right.
a deal. So I only got the bedroom partially done, but I had the rest of the house was spick and span. It looked gorgeous, and he was so pleased and surprised, and he's all like, "Yeah," he's like, "I was putting my face in you that you wouldn't go run screaming away once you saw my personal shit."
Yeah. Well, we will be primarily, at least at first, in the basement, and that's stuff that has been sitting there for 10 years. So it's all the baby stuff and, the stuff I
You
moved here
don't
with. I
need
think I've
that
got a couple
stuff.
of printers down there.
So it's all trash, basically.
Not, I would say, out of everything in the basement, I am only going to be taking about 20% of it. So,
So and this guy's okay with you leaving all this stuff behind.
well, yeah, that's what they do. They buy a house, they hire a company to come in and pull out all the crap inside, and then they hire somebody to go in and fix everything that's wrong with it, and then they sell it. That's what they do.
Wow.
Um, I mean, I asked him, I'm like, so do I need to get a roll off and trash this? Because there's a lot I'm leaving behind. He's like, well, if you could, that'd be nice. And I'm like, well, if you don't put it in the paperwork, it ain't gonna happen, son, because that's a lot of money.
If you
I
want to
mean,
add that to the cost of the house, then maybe.
right? But yeah, and now that he's kind of ticked me off today,
Yeah, she
I'm
was supposed
not,
to have her inspection today, and he did not show up.
he did not show up.
But
And he gave me the bullshit of, well, due to volume, it's hard to get an inspector and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I get it. The market's crazy right now, but you knew this ahead of time.
mm,
You're the one that gave me the date, dude, not the other way around.
but it should
So,
not affect her closing date, which is the 29th.
yeah,
So,
the closing date's still supposed to happen when it happens. Um, the only thing the inspector is going to do is make sure it's structurally sound, which I already know it's structurally
hey,
structural.
Creed.
Hey, Creed. So yeah, I don't have to
Now
worry
you
about that guy.
mentioned something about a water leak at one point. Where is that?
I did.
Yeah, because I was talking about how I called my water company and that because they'll credit me back.
Oh, my the bathtub has a crack in the floor in the tile, but that's not a structure thing. That's just tile.
Oh, I thought, but is it leaking water?
Well, yeah, if water gets on the tile, it'll leak. It finds that hole and it'll leak through.
Oh,
But it's
because you
yeah,
said,
it's
because you said, well, I wish I'd known that because I would have called my water company and gotten a credit for it because you said you have high water bills.
yeah, I do, and I suspect it's because of that, but I haven't done any real investigation
Oh,
as to why.
I mean, if you're not seeing like, water damage somewhere, then who knows where it is.
No, I mean it does go down when it when it, well, before I got the new faucet, it was pretty bad because it would just go right down the pipes and the walls
Oof.
and down into the basement. So that was not fun. But no, I had the shower, or the faucet, and the, what's the hot and cold, the spigots. I had the faucet and the spigot replaced, and yeah, haven't had that problem since.
Cool. Um,
Yeah.
they only gave me back half of my excess water bill. As a matter of
Yeah,
fact, I need to go in and check it because,
better than nothing, I guess.
yeah, it is better than nothing. I need to go in and check it because they did issue my new water bill, and this one, it might be, I know there was about a week's worth um, of where the water heater was running before I had it fixed. So let's see what's
Well,
the
I am officially
damage.
done paying utility bills.
Nice.
They're not getting another dime out of me.
Oh, no, nope. My current water bill is right back where it's supposed to be. Okay,
Oh,
never mind.
good.
Awesome. That's about it runs about four. Okay, so my water bill runs about $40 to $45 a month. Sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more, but usually around $40 a month. Um, and so my water bill for um, the month that it was, that the water heater was running, it ran it up to $130. And I didn't realize that that was the problem until I actually got the bill because I didn't have any water issues in the house. It was using the overflow pipe and was leaking outside the house on a side that I never go. So I didn't even know it was a problem. So, um, anyway, so what I did is when I called and I said, well, because it was actually, I called on, I'm stupid, I left it until the day it was due. Um, I called and I said, well, I was told that if I show you that I fixed it, um, that you guys will give me a credit. And they were like, yeah, what they'll do is they'll look at your past water bills and they'll take an average and they'll give you a credit back for the difference, right? Apparently that's not true. Apparently they give you credit back for about half the difference. So I said to her, I said, do I need to pay all of this now? Or I said, how about this? I said, because she says, well, I'll put this into like a state of like a holding pattern basically while you submit the paperwork and then they review it and then they give you the credit so that you won't be late or anything. You won't be in threat of the water being turned off. And I was like, okay. And I said, well, if I go ahead and I say pay $50, um, that should cover the normal amount that I usually use, maybe and plus a little bit extra. And I said, will that work? And she said, yeah, that'd be great. So I went ahead and I paid her $50. And so that left an $80 balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they credited me back like $40. So, um, so yeah, so I had a rollover. Actually, it says I have a rollover of $38.59, and then I only have a bill this month of $36.16. So that's
I
not
don't
too
even
bad.
like you right now. My
What?
water bill is $130 every month.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No,
Holy
last month it
shit.
was 158.
Holy shit. No, my water bill's almost always. I mean, I could tell when actually I'm kind of surprised that it's as low as it is with with three of us living there. Um, but like whenever there were more people living there, it would go like when I was by myself, it was always about 30, maybe 25, $30. And then when David moved in, it went up to like $40. And then like, when the kids moved in, it'd go up to like $60, Like in one time, there's like one time I got a water bill that was like nearly $80 and I was like, "All right, kids, I don't know what you're doing, but you
But
need
it's
to
got
cut
to
it out."
stop.
All
Yeah,
right. Maybe you don't need to shower every other day or every day, okay? Just
yeah,
chill.
right.
You don't, whatever. I don't know what they were doing, but it got up pretty high and I'm like, "Yeah, just chill."
Well,
So,
according to this, we used. Now, is your sewer also included? Do you have water and
yeah.
sewer together?
Do I have what?
Water and sewer together?
Yeah.
Okay, so according to this, my consumption for this last month was 12,000 gallons.
All right, let me see here. Let me see. View current bill. Let's see what it says. I have to download something. Let's see. Just thinking about it. Yep, I have to download something. Let's see. Desktop. All right, open. All right, my consumption. Service period 28 days.
Hmm.
And read. Gallons billed. I can't even read this. Let's see.
Same time frame 2 years ago was 7,000.
Apparently 1.7, 1700, it looks like.
That's it.
I guess.
Damn.
Yeah, so it has 1700 at 529 per 1,000 gallons, and then the sewer charge is 1700 at 863 per 1,000 gallons. So it's only 1.7. Yeah, which really surprises me because I mean we're not skimpy with the water. I mean I drink water constantly. I mean we certainly we shower, we wash clothes, we do dishes. I mean
I don't know
we're
what
not
it is
cheap
about
with our
my
water.
house. Well,
We're
you know
not.
what though? I wonder if maybe, I mean, wonder, do you have like energy savers in your water fountain or your water faucet?
Well, I can say that the two shower heads and the kitchen sink and one of the faucets in the master bath are new, like
Okay.
within the last 5 years or so.
Okay, so they
So
probably have a
they
water
probably
saver.
have a water saving function to them, I would
Yeah.
imagine. Um,
One thing new here is my kitchen. Well, now the bathroom, but my
yeah, the
kitchen faucet's the only
kitchen
thing.
sink, like David went on he went on a kick um, a couple years ago and decided that he wanted to surprise me. We had just gotten Home Depot card, and he wanted to surprise me and remodel our bathroom. And when I say remodel, I just meant like, kind of like new towel racks and a new shower head and new shower curtains. And he got faucets. He got, rugs and even new blinds for the window because the blinds that were up there were matched the colors I had in before, and he changed it to be like more of a burgundy and cream kind of theme. And so he got as far as replacing my faucet because my sink had been doing some weird shit anyway, and so he did replace my faucet, but he never replaced his. So I have two different faucets in my bathroom, which kind of drives me crazy, but whatever.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
so like I said, one faucet in the master bath, um, the kitchen sink, and both showers. And well, we have three new toilets too. And my toilets always had, even my old toilets were water saving toilets.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the toilets that came with the house were water saving toilets. Um, and so these new toilets, actually, all three toilets are actually probably even better on the water saving.
Yeah, mine are definitely not.
No,
And they
yours aren't.
also came with the house.
Hers are the kind, that's like all the way filled up with water and then it like swirls for like 3 minutes before it actually goes down.
Yeah. I mean, the toilets have a date on them, 1966. So,
Wow.
yeah, there is no water saving on those at all.
So
But,
that's probably my toilets. I would say it's probably the toilet is probably the biggest saving thing.
yeah, probably.
And so yeah, the one
Oh,
the it was
something just got
actually.
delivered.
Oh,
Did you hear it?
I
She went
did.
off. Something got delivered. Let me go see what it is. Let's see. Amazon orders. What'd it get? What'd it get?
Is it here? She sent something here from my mom.
Wait a minute. The water bottle says it was delivered today. Go check your door. It's not my door, it's your door.
All right, hang on. Is there a picture?
No.
They're supposed to take a picture.
Yeah, they don't always do that.
Fizzgig, that can't be comfortable. She's laying on the floor here with her head shoved into a paper file
Oh,
rack.
yep. It's on your front thing.
Okay.
It's on the mat.
Okay.
So y'all, I ordered this water bottle for Mom. She don't know it. She told me to send her the link to it. And she was going to order it herself. I went ahead
Well,
and
look
bought
at
it.
that. It's a package with your name on it. Okay, she's giving me that. Whoa, look.
You have a knife?
There's a knife.
Did Kimber do what I did?
Did you? She said, "Did Kimber do what I think she did?"
I don't know what she might be referring
She
to.
says, "I don't know what you might be referring to."
Oh, that little squirt.
She said, "That little squirt."
Thank you so much, Kimber. Thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. I love you.
She says, "You're welcome. I love you."
Oh, I love you too, baby.
She says,
Tell
"I
her
love."
tell her to read the gift card out loud.
Read the gift card out loud.
Okay, this here.
Read it out loud.
It doesn't have anything on there.
It better.
Oh, wait a minute. There's another
Oh,
paper
there's another
here.
paper. Okay.
Okay. No.
No, that's the send a thank you card. Keep looking. There's another piece of
Okay.
paper.
They're like Christmas. Drink your effing water from Kimber.
Could you hear that?
I will drink my effing water, Kimber.
Yes. Drink your
And every
effing
time
water.
I drink out of
Here.
this, I'll think of you.
Okay, so here's
Awesome.
the deal. I'll show you guys what she got. Here it is. It
Yay.
is a turquoise and purple water bottle. It comes with a straw and a little brush to clean the straw, because that's very important. And so the idea is you're supposed to fill it up twice a day. Okay? So it starts here at 8 a.m., ready to go. 9 a.m. says have some more. 10 a.m. says keep drinking. 11 a.m. says keep it up. 12 p.m. says almost there. 1 p.m. you got it, yes. And then it says refill. So you go back up here. And it says 2 p.m. ready to go. Have some more, keep drinking. All the way down to 7 p.m. So you do 64 ounces of water a day using this. So there you go.
And you said she had one that was
She
64
had a
ounces.
64 ounce one. It was huge.
Yeah.
May have been more like 90 ounces. I mean, it was ginormous.
And she didn't like carrying it around.
Well, it wasn't just that. It is that, I mean, she was using it, but after a couple weeks or maybe a month or 2 months, it started to smell.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And we tried cleaning it. We put it in the dishwasher. We, scrubbed it really good, and the smell just, she thought it was my water. She thought my water had gone bad. She's all like, "Ooh, I don't want to drink water." I says, "Ooh." And it turned out it was the water bottle. It was nasty.
Yeah.
We just couldn't get the smell to go away.
It must not have been BPA free.
And this one is definitely BPA free. It says so on the bottom.
Yeah.
So there you go. She's so
Yay!
sweet to my mama.
I love her, Mama.
Well, mama loves you very much.
Your mama's awesome.
Yeah, she's pretty awesome. I tell people all the time, don't stand too close or you might go into sugar shock. because they're she's really sweet.
She really is. She really is. Until she's not, and then watch out.
You ain't never seen that.
I have seen remnants of it. I didn't get the full blow, obviously. It wasn't directed at me. But I got the back end
Where's she
of,
mad at?
I don't remember, but she was madder than hell. Um, I want to say it was related to Joey, but maybe not.
Oh, yeah, she tends to gloss
I
over
can't
that.
remember now.
She tends to gloss over that situation.
I don't know, but she was definitely not a happy camper.
I tell you, she's not much for getting angry. She tends to just want to walk away and ignore it, kind of thing. Um, but oh, look, my water bill's about to expire. That's fine. I mean, the water bill webpage is about to expire. Um, but um, she can hold a grudge. Dude, that woman can hold a grudge. Like, never get on her bad side because, oh my God, you will never hear from her again.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure she's still holding a grudge against our next door neighbor, and that woman's been dead for 10 years. Well, no, maybe not 10 years, but at least a good 6 or 7.
That's hilarious.
Because she got mad. She got mad at her. Gosh, when was it? I don't even know the whole story. I know that, you know how there are people who will take others' misfortune and pretend like they know more, or they're the ones in the know, so they need to like inform everybody else.
Mm,
You
yeah.
know, like I'm trying to think of a good example. Well, here's the thing. So back in 1988, we were in a very bad car accident in Pennsylvania, and obviously we lived in Georgia, so there's a bit of communication gap. Um, but my mother and our next door neighbor worked for the same Kmart at the time. So we informed them, our next door neighbors, of what had happened and why mom wasn't going to be back at work anytime soon. Because while she was fine, actually, amazingly, she was fine. She just had a lot of bruising. Um, Both me and my brother were hospitalized, and so obviously we weren't making it back to Georgia anytime soon. And I don't know exactly, but basically, like, I think Cindy told, like, she exaggerated our situation and made up a bunch of lies about how badly we were hurt to the rest of the people that mom worked with. And it was almost like an attention grabbing stunt, I guess. Like, I don't, I was only 14 at the time. I wasn't paying attention. I just
Right.
know that mom was pissed. Mom was very pissed off about
Yeah.
it. And she never spoke to that woman again.
Oh my God.
Never. Her.
Ooh, sorry. Devin is down to 147 on the wait list. It's dropped 20 more points.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, we're still waiting to see if he can get into a dorm.
I mean, it's weird though how when people do that though. Her sister did that shit too. Her sister did that to um, my mom's sister from the same accident. Uh, Her brother was stationed over in Germany, so he was getting his information either through very short phone calls, because back then it cost a lot of money to make an international phone call, okay?
Yeah, it did.
I mean, I'm thinking that everybody in the room here probably is old enough to remember when it used to cost money to make phone calls.
Hmm.
when we used to not be able to communicate with people, especially outside the country. I mean, good God, right?
Yeah.
It was very expensive to make international phone calls, so either they were very, very short phone calls or by snail mail. That was the only other way to communicate. And so he had been notified that we had been in an accident, and um, they called the hospital to get an update, and my aunt, my mom's sister, intercepted the call. Didn't say anything about me, and I was the one that was hurt the worst.
Mm.
But proceeded to tell my uncle, who was living in Germany at the time, that my there was a bleed in my brother's brain and that they had to drill holes into his head to relieve the pressure.
Oh my God.
Like that was so far from the truth. I mean, there wasn't even like somehow he did have a big gash on his forehead right here. It took, I think it was like 25 or 26 stitches across his forehead. I mean, that's like the worst thing that happened to his head, and he knocked out a tooth. Like that was the worst of his injuries on his head. Okay.
Right.
And somehow she converted that to drilling holes in his skull to relieve the pressure off his brain.
That's crazy.
So needless to say, my aunt and uncle that were living in Germany were flipping the fuck out.
Yeah.
And um, does it still cost to call Canada? I mean, well, obviously it still calls if you were to get on a landline dire thing. It still costs money to make a long distance call. It still costs money to call international, but we have so many alternate ways to talk now for free. We have Zoom, we have Skype, we have VC, we have Facebook, we have, there's, and domestically, I mean, I can call all over the country on my cell phone for free. I can't call internationally for free. But, we have so many different ways to communicate now, which is amazing. I think it's awesome. But, back in the day, it cost money to call, more than what, maybe 30 miles from your house. It was considered a long
Right.
distance call. 30, 40, 50 miles from your house was a long distance call and you had to pay for it. Remember, you had to wait till 11 o'clock when the rates went down.
Yep. And then when cell phones first came out, you'd be like, "Let me call you back after 9."
Yep.
Free nights and weekends.
Yep. Free nights and weekends. So from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m., calls were free. Um, yeah. Yeah. I actually had a cell phone before that. Um, I had my first cell phone plan was no free minutes and 50 cents a minute.
Ouch.
But it was only $20 a month. Like if I'd gotten like a 40 or $50 a month plan, I would have gotten, a couple of hundred free minutes, and then per minute would have been like, 20 or 25 cents a minute. But I
Right.
was on the emergency plan, which was $20 a month and then no free minutes, 50 cents a minute. Yeah, it was pricey. I didn't use the phone much. It was literally for emergencies. You know?
Right.
So, so yeah, when we did get back home, it took about 2 weeks for us to get back home. And my mom sat down and wrote out a long letter to her brother explaining all of our injuries and what was done to fix them. And then she took some pictures of us, with the Polaroid camera, right? You remember the Polaroid cameras?
Oh yeah.
And I had a Star Tac, but it didn't cost, by the time I had a Star Tac, it didn't cost me $1.38 a minute. I was already that was already like free nights and weekends.
Yeah.
But and calls to other Verizon people. They always had that as a big selling point too. Call other Verizon people. Problem is, I did not know any other Verizon people.
Right.
Like
Yeah, I was the
nobody
same
I
way.
knew was on Verizon.
Yeah.
But so she sent this letter out to her brother, and they wrote back, and they're like, "Oh, thank you so much, because we have been sitting over here for weeks just imagining the worst."
Yeah.
I had gosh, the StarTAC was like probably my third or fourth phone. I liked the StarTAC, and that was one of my favorites.
I never had one of those.
Yeah.
My favorite was the Razor when it first came out because it was so flat. Loved it.
Yep. It was so skinny.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I never had. Mom had a Razor. I don't think I had already gone to a smartphone by the time the Razors came out.
Yeah.
I was using the Palm Trios, the Palm Pilot
Oh
slash
yeah.
phone. So I
Yeah.
was
I
I was
remember those.
already on those by the time the Razor came out. Um, yeah, I loved my Trio. Oh my God, I went through like three of them before I had to give them up because they didn't come out with any newer models. And then I went to a Crackberry, and I
Yep.
did.
I
I
had a
loved
Crackberry.
my Crackberry. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, boy.
I thought when I finally upgraded to a Droid, um or Android I should say, uh I thought I would fall in love with it because I fell in love with my Crackberry immediately. I was like, "Oh, where have you been all my life?" And
Mm-hmm.
but no, I didn't. I did not fall in love with the Android right away. It took about 2 weeks. Um, I almost went back to my Crackberry. Almost, not quite, but I almost did it. The first, really, because I got my first phone in '95. I don't know when I got the StarTAC. It may not have been the first StarTAC, but I want to say probably around 97, 98, maybe is when I got the StarTAC. The last one was 2007. No, I'm pretty sure it was before I worked at Matthews. And or no, after or while I worked at Matthews, before I worked for Rock 10. I started work for Rock 10 in 2000. So I must have been at Matthews when I had the StarTAC. So yeah, I used to upgrade my phone all the time. I do it like once a year, and somehow they let me. I don't even know why they would, but they let me upgrade it like every year. I always managed to get them to give it to me for free too.
Nice.
I never paid for phones. It wasn't until the smartphones came out they made me start paying for them. I remember I had one that I loved, and I kind of I regretted getting rid of it. Actually, it was a Qualcomm, um, and it
I
was.
remember those.
You remember the Qualcomms? Okay.
Yeah.
The cool thing about it was is that it had a dial on the side, and the dial it was like a rolling dial, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if you just picked it up and you started doing this, it would start scrolling through your phone book. So you just
Oh yeah.
scroll to where you want to the person you wanted, and when you got to the person you wanted, you push the button or the dial in, and it would just call them. I loved that.
Yeah. Yep. I had my very first. So, all right. So I got married in 1996, and we started trying to have a baby, but it wasn't working out. It took us 4 years to get pregnant with Tyler. And when I finally got pregnant and got past that first semester, we took $200, which at that time was a lot of money for us. We took $200 and drove over to, um, oh my God, what is the name of the place? Um, the Silver Star in Mississippi, not Biloxi, um, but
Silver
whatever it
Stars.
was. We drove over to the casino
Oh, okay.
and we said, we are going to spend this $200 and then that's it. We're coming home. And whatever we win, we win. We ended up doubling our money and we walked out the door, and the first thing we did when we got home is we went and got a pager because I was pregnant, and they, we didn't really do the phone thing then. Um, but we got a pager.
This is in 2000?
This was in '99.
Oh, girl.
Yeah.
Okay, you weren't doing a phone yet?
Nope. Weren't doing. Couldn't afford the actual phone yet. But we went and got a pager, and um, no, wait, I lied. We had the pager. We got the phone with the proceeds, and then I gave the pager to him, and I had the phone.
Okay.
That's how it went.
Okay,
So
that
yeah,
sounds
I've
more like, because I
had,
was gonna say, I was like, dude, I got a pager in '92, and
yeah.
they had already been out for a while. Like most
Oh
of my
yeah,
friends
yeah,
already had
sure.
pagers.
Yeah, for sure. And I had others, before him, before I even got married. But yeah, we had a pager from the very first time we started getting pregnant, and I had forgotten all about that. So yeah, with the proceeds, we went ahead and finally bit the bullet and bought my very first phone. That was 1999, and I have the exact same phone number today. Never changed.
Do you?
Yep.
See, I have, okay, so I got my phone, and I kick myself for this because I can still remember it. Um, I got my first phone in 1995. Now, for those of you who do not know, back then we had a lot less population in Georgia, and we had um, two area codes. We had, well, no, we had three. We had 404 was basically all of North Georgia except for really, really up north Georgia. They had 706 up there. And we
Hmm.
had 912 for all of South Georgia. Okay.
Yeah.
So it was just 404, 912, and then 706 was way up in the mountains.
It was also down the west side.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, um, so when I got my phone, I got my very first phone, I got a 404 number because I lived in I live in the northern half of Georgia. Well, and my phone number was so cool. Okay, my phone number was. Oh, shut up! I was
Bless
20.
his heart.
I know, bless your heart. I was 22. Um, so I had a four, and I had a cool ass number. Okay, to this day, I wish I had kept that number. All right. I had a 404 number. It was 404 493 8588. I still remember it. It was so cool. Okay.
Why was it cool?
I don't know. It's just easy to remember. 493
Oh,
8588.
just like our home number was 942-9499.
Yes. Okay.
Unfortunately, it was one number off from Taco Mac.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Taco Mac
So,
was 9497. So we got a lot of phone calls.
yeah. All right. So I had this really cool number. However, right after, like a month, maybe 2 months after I got my first phone, they introduced a new phone number, a new area code to Georgia. Okay.
Mhm.
They decided that basically just the Atlanta area was going to be 404 inside the perimeter. There's a perimeter highway that goes around Atlanta. So inside the perimeter is going to be 404, and everything outside the perimeter was going to be 770. Okay.
Yep.
And 706 was still where it was, and 912 was still where they ended up breaking up 912 into like three different ones later on, but that doesn't pertain to this story. So because they had definite areas, okay, you had your 404 inside the perimeter, 770 outside the perimeter. Um, they said if you are calling another number inside your same area code, I mean, it's still a local call, okay, but if you're a 770 number and you're calling a 770 number, you only have to do a 7-digit dialing.
Right.
But if you're a 770 and you want to call to a 404 number, you have to do 10-digit dialing, all right? So my brain said, well, I live in 770 and all my friends are in 770. So if I'm going to have a cell phone, I'm not going to want to be doing 10-digit dialing. I should change my number. They said, and that was the Verizon said, hey, because of this new area code, we'll offer everybody a free one-time phone number change if you want to change to 770. And I said, well, that makes sense because I'm a 770 person, right? So I went down and I got my number changed to 770, which I still have, by the way. To this day, still have it. And uh, um, however, it was a stupid move because, like I said, I had the cool 404 number that I loved, and it was easy to remember. All right, but what happened is literally like less than a year later, they decided that giving a one extra area code to the Atlanta area was not enough, and they introduced the 678 area code. And they said 678 is an overlay. It can happen anywhere, inside, outside the perimeter, doesn't matter. But now everybody has to do 10-digit dialing. And I was like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I changed my number so I could avoid 10-digit dialing, and now you're telling me everybody has to do 10-digit dialing. I want my old phone number back. I want my cool ass phone number back. Did not happen.
Yeah. Once it's gone, it's gone.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, that's how that happened. And now they're all mixed up. You can get 404, 770, 678. It doesn't matter where you are. It's all over the place.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore. It's not
Even 470 and or 470 and 478 I think are ours too.
well,
Our
once they
Georgia.
started letting you keep your number no matter where you went,
Yeah.
all of that went right out the window.
Yeah.
Because now, I mean, you can't even tell.
Yeah, you could move to
Somebody.
California and I could still have my Atlanta number, so.
Exactly. And I am keeping my Atlanta number when I move.
Okay. Cool.
Absolutely. Ain't no reason to get rid of it now.
Well, if you've had it for 20 something years.
I have. Definitely. It's so
Right.
funny. I remember I got a text message one night. I was laying in bed and a text came through, and it not a number that was in my phone. It was just, hey, what you doing or whatever. And I went, who is this? And
New phone. Who dis?
yeah, new phone, who this? And he comes back with, what do you mean? And I was like, your phone's not in my contacts. Who is it? Like, what do you want? He's like, this has been my sister's phone for years, and da 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 da. I was like, Rodney? I was like, did you get a new phone? He goes, oh yeah.
It was Rodney?
Yeah. Yeah. He had gotten a new phone and didn't bother telling anybody. But yeah, sends me a random message just in the middle of the night.
Scuba's like, wasn't me. Oh man. Okay, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, he was a dork. It's weird thinking he's not here with us.
Yeah.
He's a he's a mess. Boy, just a mess. He could be as funny and goofy and silly as all get out, and then you know he would start messing with the damn drugs or whatever, and go nut fucking crazy. Just that boy was something.
Yeah.
It was something.
Some people really, I mean, nobody really handles it well, but some people really can't handle their drugs.
No,
So they just go back crap crazy.
that was him. When because he started that shit when mom was living with him, and he was getting paranoid, thinking people were out in his yard, and like just
Oof.
scaring mom all the fuck.
Yeah, that's not cool.
Like he'd go get his rifle and go out and start hollering, "You better get out of my yard!" Whatever. There's nobody there.
Wow.
Like nobody. That shit messed him up.
Was it meth?
I don't really know. I never really got any full details on it,
No.
but it was something. But
That
yeah,
sucks.
That's when Mom left and came here. Because she would call me up crying, just all kinds of upset and everything over the shit Ronnie was doing. I said, Mom, load up your fucking car and get here. Put everything you can in the car, leave
Yeah.
everything else, and just get here. The hell out of that house.
Yeah.
And now I get to go live with her. I'm so excited.
Talk about full circle though. Did
I
you
know,
think of
right?
it going back and living? Obviously you're not living in your mom's house, but I mean going back to live with your mom. That's like,
I know, but actually being happy about it now.
yeah, right. Well, that was
It's so
that was
funny.
that was a turning point with me and my mom.
Yeah,
When my mom decided she didn't want to live with my dad anymore. I had told her when I bought my house that I knew she wanted to leave. I knew she'd been unhappy for a while. They were the best of friends. They just could not live together. Like that was just the way it was.
yeah,
And hey, Cloud Checker. And so I said, look, I said I bought my house. I said, look, I need a roommate. I said, if you can be my roommate and not my mom, you can come and live with me. So when she moved in, we had a couple of growing pains, but eventually she learned there's a difference between being a roommate and being a mom.
right,
Like I had the power bill was sitting on the table for a few days, she's like, that, that electric bill's been on the table for a while. Are you going to pay it? I said, Mom, if I don't pay it, they shut the electric off. That's my problem. You know,
right,
that I have to deal with it. Okay.
exactly.
And so, yeah, so that's how we got to the relationship we have today. Because and she was great. We lived together for 4 years before she got her own place. Because we had agreed when she moved in that when I got married, it would be time for her to move out,
Right,
and she agreed to that. So when I got engaged, she actually started looking, and but my ex-husband and I were both like, we got along. We lived together, all three of us there for like a year, and it was fine. And I was just like, you don't have to go. I mean, Jim told her, he's like, you're fine. Like, I have no problem living with you. You don't have to leave if you don't want to. And she's like, no, 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 no. You guys need to start your lives.
right. Newlyweds, you need to have your own space.
It's time for me to get out on my own.
Yeah.
So, um,
Well, I
yeah.
told Mom she is my happy place. Um, I
Now, what
mean,
if you get married again?
well, he just gonna have to accept that's part of my baggage, cause she ain't going no goddamn where. But she's my happy place. Um, when I'm with her, there is no stress. I mean, it doesn't matter how long I spend with her, whether it's a day or a month. There's just everything is easy. We laugh, we have a good time, we enjoy each other's company. We enjoy each other's silence. It just works.
That's cool.
I don't know what changed or why it changed, but I mean, because there was a time when we definitely butted heads. I mean, most of that was probably because I was a bitchy teenager, but still, we
Oh,
definitely
Lord.
butted heads. And when I was first married, she had a real issue letting go. Um, one of the first things she said is told my ex, "I knew you were going to take her away from me," you know. But but yeah, I mean, we definitely had our fair share of issues. But
Well,
now,
I mean, being a teenager, I mean, I thought, okay, now
yeah,
that I have been through the teen years, and so have you,
yeah,
Lord, nobody needs to do that twice. I mean, hell no.
yeah. But I am just, I mean, I know I told you this already, but I am so tickled that I finally get to pay her back for everything she's done for me, for all the time she's bailed me out of shit. Now I'm gonna have her dream home. in her dream location with everything she wants in it. It's a good feeling.
Aww,
Good feeling.
that's sweet.
Yeah.
That is sweet.
And knowing that, she'll have that for the rest of her life. Like, she gonna live and die there. That's what's gonna happen. And she will hopefully die happy. But
See, everything's coming up, Kimber.
everything's coming up, Camber. Oh, and I just sent a message to my buyer. Because I have a friend who's a real estate agent, and I sent her a notice going, "What the fuck? How do I get this earnest money?"
Uh huh.
And she gave me some tips, and so I just sent him a message that says, "I'm going to need an amended agreement with an updated due diligence period, and you need to pay the earnest money as well."
Look at you
So
go.
suck on that. If you're gonna change shit, you're gonna get it in writing. Yeah, I ain't no country bumpkin you about to jerk out of a house. No, not happening. Hot stuff.
Nope. I absolutely. I'm still sad you're leaving. I mean, I'm happy for you, but I'm sad
I
for
know,
me.
you happy sad.
I'm happy for you, but I'm sad for me. I'm being totally selfish here.
You
I'm
know what?
sad for
I'm
you.
sad for you too.
Oh, okay.
Um, so yeah, we can be happy sad together.
I mean, you could be a little sad that you're leaving me.
I am a lot sad that I'm leaving you. A whole lot sad that I'm leaving you. I'm a whole lot sad that I'm leaving a lot of things. Um, I mean, there is quite a bit that I am giving up. But it is what it is. I can't
Gotta do
stay.
it.
Yeah.
Gotta do it.
I mean, hell, I'm making triple on this fucking house. Triple.
That's good. I mean, that is really good. Um,
Fucking triple.
it took me 25 years to get to triple value on my house, so, and it only took you 10, so that's really
It's just
amazing.
the way the market is. It's not anything I did or anything.
No, I'm just saying, I mean,
Yeah,
that's really amazing because like I said,
just what happens.
when I bought my house right before the housing boom in Gwinnett. So I actually got my house for a really great price,
Yeah,
considering how big it is. But there was a housing boom, so yeah, the value of it went up a bit the first few years, but then there was like that whole recession thing that happened in the late 90s, early 2000s when
right.
real estate just tanked. I
Yeah,
mean, it tanked. And my house, I mean, I bought it for 120 and like it got up to about the value of it got up to about 180 at one point, but then it dropped back down to like 150 and it hung out there for a while. And here I was, 10, 15 years into my loan going, the fuck?
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, like, are you kidding me? Like, if I wanted to sell this house now, I'd be lucky to get 160, 170 out of it. You got to be
yeah.
crazy, you know?
Well,
And
okay. So a secret part of me is kind of hoping that the housing market goes back to normal over the next few months, so that when March comes,
that you could buy a house for a decent, yeah,
I can buy
I
a
wouldn't
house.
count on that though.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry, I
I'm
wouldn't
not.
count.
But
I mean,
how cool would that be?
it would be amazing. Well, for you, probably not for me, but
Well,
like
but yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's going to drop. Like, because even when it dropped before, it didn't drop by a lot, but it stayed stagnant for a long time.
yeah.
So, like, I feel like most likely it might come down a little bit, but it'll probably just stay stagnant at this point.
Yeah, I got
Um,
lucky when I bought my first house. We bought it in 2001, so it was right before everything went crazy. So we got ours at a normal price, for the area.
mhm.
Um, Now, when we sold it, it wasn't such a good thing. It was 2005, 2005 when we sold that house. No, it was 2006, I think, for that house sold. But yeah, we didn't get as much as we wanted from it because by then it was definitely a buyer's market. So, but that's okay. I got 75% of it.
I'd be curious actually as to how much my brothers had, because my brother, they spent a lot of money on their house. I mean,
Yeah.
they spent a lot of money. Their house as easily has got to be over 5 now. It's got to be.
Oh wow.
Because, well, they paid like 370 for it.
Oh, then yeah, it certainly
It's
is.
probably over 6, or actually, I would say it's probably near doubled, I would imagine. But
Welcome back, Dom. What do you mean, dire thing? What midterms?
the election next
Oh,
year,
oh.
he thinks the housing market won't drop until after the next election. And it's silly crazy, you know. Like, I mean, some of this, the for it to, are you coming to see me, baby girl? Nope. She's like, I'm sticking my head back into the file uh, file folders over here because apparently that's where I'm comfortable. Um,
Don't you judge her.
I know, right? She's rubbing her face all over paper. What are you doing?
She's a cat.
Um, because it's ridiculous, though. I mean, you know, for when things go up like this, you know, I saw a post. There's a group for just the city I live in. It's called Lilburn Life, and people just, you know, share community stuff there, right? And somebody posted that they were having to close. They were an alteration shop, and they're having to close because their rent jumped up so much. Okay, that's not right. You should not have been a faithful tenant for 17 years, and then your landlord raise your rent so much in 1 year that you have to go out of business.
Agreed.
That
I don't
no.
think that's right at all.
That, you know, and yes, the housing market, I mean, yeah, it's great for people who already own a house, but for those who are trying to get into it for the first time,
Well,
that's just
Munchkin, I hope
ridiculous.
you are right. I really hope you are right.
Right?
That would be fucking awesome.
Right, because she's looking to buy a house in March, and if
Yeah,
that's the case, yeah,
we're gonna
buddy.
start looking in February, um, and hopefully close in March. So yeah, please God, let it crash right after Christmas. Yes, because then I can take all my proceeds and I can sure enough get some house.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, like, because the fact of the matter is, I've been in my house now for 25 years, and I'm really right at where I should be for 25 years. You know, it should be worth triple what I paid for it. And
Yeah,
so it's almost worth triple what I paid for it at this point. And that's where I should be, but it did not get there on a steady slope.
right,
It
right.
was like a little rump.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Pretty much what everybody's doing right now.
So it's and I think though that I just don't understand how the market and like why the market would do that. Like it really should be more of a steady incline kind of thing, and people can handle that better, you know, when it's just a steady incline. It's
Hmm.
easier to swallow. You know,
Yeah,
my rent here on my office space has gone up 5% every 3 years, which is not that
that's
bad.
doable.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
that's not
normal,
bad.
you know. Yeah, so that, you know, and I hope that when this lease is up, that he's not going to try to hit me with something huge. You know, I don't think he would,
Yeah,
but
you never know.
technically he doesn't own this property. He manages it for somebody else, so
Hmm.
I might be in trouble when this lease is up.
Yeah, maybe. Dang, it's already 7:45.
I know we got 16 minutes left before scuba.
Hmm, this night is flown by.
That's because we're besties and we hang out
Yeah,
together.
That's true. We do lose track of time really
It is
easily.
very, very easy to do.
Yeah.
But I plan on coming and helping you out,
Yay!
and we're going to get some shit done.
Yeah.
We're going to get some shit done.
Oh, yeah. Because I gotta have it ready so that Friday the 3rd I can walk in here, just do some last minute run throughs, make sure that everything that I'm taking is piled up in one area.
And Cloud
Because that's
Chucker,
what.
like from what I hear, rentals cost more than mortgages.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Like, I
absolutely.
mean, honestly, I haven't really looked at rentals, obviously, in 25 years, so I don't know.
Well, FJ
Okay,
just signed his lease on a 4-bedroom house,
really?
and it's 1,900 a month.
How the fuck is he gonna afford
Don't take me there.
that?
Don't take me there. I'm feeding him rope. Yes.
And yeah, and then well, that's just it, and everybody keeps and this is another I don't know, this is another sticking point to me too. Like, and I've had some debates with you guys. I'm not sure if there's anybody who's in the room now, but I've had some debates with you guys about the whole minimum wage thing. Um, I am definitely more lax on the minimum wage idea than say my husband is. He's very, very conservative there. Um, but
What, David?
yeah.
You crazy.
But like I actually did this. I geekified myself out, right? I went and I looked up, I researched when did minimum wage start and how much has it gone up and how many years has it, how many years between each raise and whatnot. And on average, it has gone up about 10% every 3 years, I think is what I came up with. I'd have to go back and look, but it was about okay now, and it wasn't always every 3 years. Sometimes there were raises 3 years in a row. Sometimes it went 6 years without anything, you know. But I did a calculation over. I think it was 1939 is when minimum wage was established, and I stopped the clock at 2010, which is the last time minimum wage went up. Okay, which is stupid. I don't understand why it's been 11 years since minimum wage has gone up, but whatever.
You're going crazy.
All right. So, if we had actually stuck with a plan, okay, if we'd stuck with like a 10% raise every 3 years, all right, we'd be somewhere around $11. And we'd be at that $15, like, I think by 2026 that everybody wants, all
Mm-hmm.
right? We'd be, I think maybe it's $12, somewhere between 11 and $12. All right. And if we had been doing that the whole time, if it had been a structured thing, okay, it would number one be so much easier to take, okay, because there isn't an employer on this planet who isn't capable of handling a 10% increase every 3 years, right?
Exactly.
And so a 10% increase every 3 years is digestible. It's easy to handle, all right? And we'd be at, like I said, I think like 11 or $12 an hour as minimum wage. And that 15 that they keep begging for is like I said, would be coming by around 2026. So, but the problem is that they're pushing for this $15 an hour right now, okay? Here's the thing, coming from an employer's standpoint, all right, minimum wage right now is 7.25 an hour, all right? You want to double that, all right? People who employ other people don't just pay them 7.25 an hour, okay? There's more to it than that, okay? You have to match the Social Security tax, sometimes you have to offer health benefits, there's all other kind of shit that goes with having an employee. You are worth more to them than 7.25 an hour, even if you're hired at minimum wage.
Right.
So to be expected to double that overnight is insane. Nobody can handle that. Nobody has that kind of budget, okay, to
Right.
do that. Um, and 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 that's where I think the problem is that they're trying to push this doubling it overnight that nobody can handle. Okay, if you could gradual people can. Okay, the frog doesn't know it's being boiled to death when you stick it in there when the water's cold.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
And yeah, I mean, and that's the other thing. That's David's argument, right? Is that when you raise the minimum wage, it gives you less buying power, and it's true because obviously, if people have to pay their employees more, they're going to raise their prices to compensate. Okay, nobody's paying this out of pocket. All right,
Yeah.
it's coming from the consumers. It has to. There's nowhere else to get the money. And people always say,
Exactly.
"Oh, government." No, the government doesn't give you anything. Okay, the government has never given
Gives you
you
all.
anything. The government takes from other people to give to you. All right, that is as old as
All
dirt.
day long. Yep.
Okay.
But they do.
So yeah, don't think the government's going to give you jack shit because they take from other places to give to you. They don't give you anything. It's just the same crap with the whole we lost money. No, you lost a potential profit. It doesn't count as a loss when you didn't make as much as you thought you would. Yeah, no, I get it. But I mean, when I say I lost money on something, it's because I literally lost money on something. It literally cost me more to make or ship or deal with whatever situation than it did than you paid for it, kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
which is like because I ran into that problem. Like I actually ran into that problem because we still have our free shipping going on, a free domestic shipping. Well, guess what? If you only spend $5 with me, that free shipping, I lost money on that.
Yeah.
It cost me more to make that and ship it to you than it did for than the money you paid me. You know, so that happened with somebody bought coffee the other day. They bought a 6-ounce bag and a 2-ounce bag, and well, no, I think they bought some juice too, so that actually helped pad it. But it was between that I had to ship it priority, so it was like I ended up spending more on the shipping than they paid for the coffee kind of thing. And it was just like, was that really worth it?
Got it out.
I'm talking about when hostess says we lost 7 million. No, you only made 3 instead of 10. Yeah, yeah, but the 10 million that they had anticipated they were going to make was going to go towards paying for whatever. So when they only made 3 instead of 10, they had to do cutbacks. I mean, that's just the way business goes.
Yeah.
Yes, you do. Absolutely, you need to make bigger orders, Dire Thing. No question about it.
And yes, you do, Scuba.
Yes, you do. You need to order more. Y'all, it was stupid slow this week. I mean, it got busy today, which is cool, but it was stupid slow. Oh my gosh, we're twinsies now. Show, 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 show. We're twinsies. Look at that, twinsies. Woot, 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 woot.
I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you change the color?
No.
Damn. I've been looking all over this place trying to figure out how to change that ugly
I
green
think
orange.
I think that's what makes the battery life so awesome on this thing because it doesn't have a whole lot of options.
Mm. Okay.
Oh, Munchkin. I mean, I'm absolutely 100% in agreement with you on that. When the CEOs get their humongous bonuses and yet they cut out, pension plans for the peons, like fuck that bullshit. All right. Um, no, not not into that either. I think that's absolutely ridiculous. Um, Obviously, yes. I mean, I do think executives deserve to make more money than the maybe the warehouse or the office workers, but there's no reason to pay somebody exorbitant amounts of money at the risk of putting your blue collar people in the poorhouse. You know. Um, Hey, Mr. Christopher's. And the other thing too is because I mean, I'm so upset too. I was so excited. David got this new job, and we were all like, "Yay, we're finally gonna have health insurance." We can't afford it. It is too expensive. It would
Yep.
wipe out 90% of David's paycheck. It'd be like David would only be working for us to have health insurance. So we're gonna have to keep shopping, and maybe we can get some independent or something. I don't know. You should see this giant gift bag Munchkin got. What? Are we gonna have to stick around and wait and see what she got?
Certainly sounds like it.
Would you risk 30 years in prison without a multi-million-dollar payout? Sounds like a trick question.
Did I get it for the coolers or the vape? What?
I don't know.
What do you mean?
Oh, did you get it for the cool what?
Oh, colors.
Colors. Oh,
You don't seem to understand.
her colors are blush and bashful.
I had chosen two colors of pink. One is much deeper than the other.
Your colors are pink and pink.
Oh, I love you.
I love you too. They added mine to my pay, which threw me into a bigger tax bracket. Oh, well, that sucks. I mean, yeah, that sucks, but at least you would have, I don't know. I mean, I'd have to see the actual numbers to know if it was worth it or not, but like I said, it would wipe out 90% of David's check. And sorry, the whole reason he got a job is because we need more money. And if he can't be working just to give us health insurance. I mean, that's just not going to happen.
Right?
So yeah, uh, it's sad to know that we've officially become a health insurance is only a luxury of the rich now, because it totally is. Because I thought, like, you told me how much it was going to be, or how much you were paying,
Yeah.
and I thought that it would be like maybe another 30, 40, maybe half again as much for me. No,
Yeah.
it was double.
Yeah. It's a little ridiculous.
Yeah, and the coverage was okay. Well, what we did end up getting though, we did end up getting the a la carte stuff. We got the vision and the dental. That was okay. That we could handle, and some other little a la carte stuff that they let us tack on. But yeah, okay. We'll see you in a minute. It would have ended up owing at the end of the year too, since my pay was different than when I applied. So much. Oh man, Munchkin, that sucks. Yeah, no, like I said, so we're still uninsured, which really sucks. At least they took away that fine. That was ridiculous. The
That
years
was
that they
ridiculous.
fined us for not having insurance.
Fuck
Like, that's
you.
all I had to say about that.
Exactly.
No, thank you.
All right.
So we
Well,
guys, we hope you're having a very, 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 very happy Thanksgiving. Call your senators. Call your senators. Okay. There is a ridiculous tax that passed the House today. It is now at the Senate. All right. And so that liter of 100 milligram stuff that you buy for your DIY will now cost, or could now cost you $5,560. All right. Call your senators. Call your senators and say, I oppose the nicotine tax. All right. Because this has got to die in the Senate. You know, if it doesn't die in the Senate, it damn sure ain't going to die on the president's desk. All right. So come on. This has to die in the Senate. All right. If not, we'll cause the next zombie apocalypse, because we are all going to be rabid over not having any nicotine. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead
all
and play our
right, guys.
outro, but you guys need to head on over to HTTP www.youtube. Don't head over there yet because we're not done. But youtube.com scuba vape/live. And you have a very happy Thanksgiving. Get nice and stuffed
Definitely.
over next Thursday, and we will see you hopefully on the 10th. We're going to take 2 weeks off because she's moving away from me. We're going to see. I love you.
Bye.
Where's my shirt?
There we go.
There he is.
I still got on my Tennessee. Oh, here, y'all want to see the gift back?
Lord.
Yeah, it's pretty big. It's got all kinds of stuff in it.
Who is it
Beer
from?
Vodka. It's one of her freaking agents. They always bring her liquor and beer and